Hello friends, I'm Krishna Kanjani from LG Institute of Engineering and Technology. Welcome to the online lecture series on kinematics and theory of machine. In this session, we will learn about the cam and follower system. Okay, so in previous session, we have learned that various types of motion of the follower, either it is a uniform velocity, simple harmonic motion, uniform acceleration and retardation, and cycloidal motion. Okay, and based on this motion of the follower, we have to plot different displacement diagrams. Now let's learn with the third type of motion, which is uniform acceleration and retardation. Now uniform acceleration, it means the constant increase in velocity, or we can say uniform retardation, or we can say uniform decrement in velocity. Okay, acceleration is uniform, it means it is moving with constant increase in velocity, or we can say uniform acceleration, and similarly for retardation we can say it is uniform decreasing velocity. Okay, so for plotting displacement diagram for this type of motion, again let's consider first fundamental data, that is the rise, or you can say lift of the follower, that is 40 mm. Again dividing into 4 equal intervals of rise 12, return and 12, and again to represent this 100 total 360 degree, we are using the scale of, that is 20 degree is equal to 1 centimeter, or we can say 10 mm. Okay, so to represent this 10 mm, so your 100 degree will be represented by 50 mm. Similarly, your 80 will be represented by 40 mm. Your 90 degree will be represented by 45 mm. So in this way, total 180 mm that you need to plot on your horizontal line. Okay, so to plot these horizontal and vertical lines, one revolution of cam, that is 180 mm on horizontal, and your vertical line will represent the displacement of the follower, that is stroke, which is 40 mm. So again, draw 40 mm line. Okay, now you need to complete this rectangle as we have done in the previous two methods. Okay, so your displacement diagram will be sketched in this rectangle. Now phase 1, that is theta 1 for rise angle, we have been given the 50 mm dimension. So divide first division, that is your 50 mm will represent the theta 1 phase. So extend this line, and this one will be your first rectangle theta 1, which is representing the rise angle, or we can say the outmost stroke. Okay, now in uniform acceleration and retardation method, we need to divide this horizontal line into 6 equal intervals, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, simply 50 mm by 5. So you can sketch equal division of 10 mm. Okay, now by extending the inner middle division, or we can say if you consider this one as 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So from this total 6 division, from third division you need to extend this vertical line. Okay, now join. Now again you need to divide this vertical line into 6 equal intervals, that is 40 mm by 6, and by simply dividing into 6 equal intervals you will get some points over here, which can be termed as a, from the bottommost we can say as a 0 dash, then 1 dash, 2 dash, 3 dash, 4 dash, 5 dash and 6 dash. Okay, now let's consider first one for constant velocity line. So it will be a inclined line like this. Now how you will get the uniform acceleration? So to get the uniform acceleration, now you need to extend this divisions on your starting point. So from this O point, or we can say from this 0 point, extend the lines which is making contact with this first 1 dash. Then similarly extend to 2 dash. Your 3 dash extension is the same way, the 4 dash. Now for the upper divisions, you need to join this point with this end point. Okay, so over here you will get lines like this. Okay, now extend these horizontal divisions in vertical line, which is making intersection with these black lines. Okay, so if you will extend, or if you will sketch the vertical lines from this 1 dash, so which is making intersection with this 1 dash, will give you point 1 dash. Okay, from 2 dash here intersection with 2 dash line, 3 dash will be like this. Similarly, extending this 4 dash line will make intersection like this, and for from 5 dash intersection like this. So in this way you can plot the uniform acceleration and retardation. Okay, so if you will follow the proper procedure, then you will get points or curves like this. Okay, now if you will observe the pattern over here, so you can feel that for the first half the velocity is continuously increasing, or we can say uniform acceleration, and for the second phase, if you will follow, the velocity is continuously decreasing, or we can say uniform retardation. So in this way you can plot for outer stroke, that is theta 1. Now for theta 2, that is dwell portion, we need to simply extend these lines in this way. Okay, so this will be your complete rectangle. So now this stroke will represent the theta 2, that is dwell portion. Okay, now return stroke, again you have to follow the same procedure. Okay, so to follow the same procedure, either you will divide this 45 mm line into 6 equal intervals and simply sketch the inclined line. Either you can use the theta 1 phase, because the motion is in a similar way as we have learned in rise stroke or out stroke. Either you can use the shortcut method. Now how we can plot in the shortcut method? So simply extend this points which you have obtained previously on your first phase, theta 1 phase. Okay, now you need to extend this line which is like this. Now extend first the horizontal division, that is 7. If you have completed 6 points over here, so 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 and 13 point. Okay, now extend this vertical lines. Okay, now this horizontal line you need to simply extend it from the first obtained points. Okay, so if you will extend, so here you will get the first point, from the second to the second extension, from the middle to the middle extension, then from the fourth line you will get over here, and similarly from the fifth line you will get over here. Okay, and if you will sketch, if you will join this curve, then it will be following the similar pattern. Okay, so you will get the similar type of curve in return stroke. So in this way we can plot displacement diagram for uniform acceleration and retardation method. Clear? Okay, now let's learn the last type of displacement diagram, which is rarely used, because in most of the examples you will face that the first 3 type of motions will be given in your data. This 4th type of motion is rarely used, but we have to learn with the displacement diagram. So let's learn this displacement diagram for cycloidal motion. So now we are aware, we have to consider this basic data, that is stroke theta 1, 2, 3, 4, that is 4 phases of the one rotation of the cam, and 20 degree is equal to 1 centimeter, or we can say 10 mm as your scale. Now let's first identify what is cycloidal motion. So while learning in the first year subjects, that is in graphics, you are aware that cycloidal motion is that type of motion in which a simple circle is rolling on a straight line. If you will consider a straight line like this, and your object, your circle is moving on the is rolling on this straight line, then by tracing the contact point, or by tracing the first contact point, you will get the curve or the loci, or we can say the locus, which is known as a cycloidal. Okay, so simple rolling, or we can say rotation of one circular object on a straight line will give you the cycloidal motion. Okay, now here if you consider that the follower is moving with cycloidal motion, now what it means, that while it is moving from the bottom most position to the topmost position, that is the stroke length. So while moving, while completing this whole entire stroke length, it will cover its one complete rotation. So now one complete rotation means its circumference, and its circumference can be represented by 2 pi r. So we can say that during the one complete rotation it will move the distance of 2 pi into radius of this circle. Okay, so here in data you will be given only the stroke length of your follower. So you need to find out this radius. So you can calculate this radius by using this simple equation, that is radius of the circle, that is r is equal to, we can say, s upon 2 pi. So r is equal to s upon 2 pi. So by using this formula you will calculate the radius of the circle. So over here the stroke is given as 40 mm, so you need to put this value of 40 mm divided by 2 pi, that will give you the radius of the circle. Okay, now to sketch this displacement diagram, let's start with the first one, that is rise angle, or we can say theta 1. Okay, so for theta 1, that is 120 degree, will represented by 20 degree as 1 centimeter. So here it will be 120 degree represented by 60 mm line. Okay, so extend or draw 160 mm line and divide this 60 mm line into 6 equal intervals. So that is for 10 mm distance you will get 6 equal distance line. Okay, now you need to sketch one circle which is representing your radius of circle which is rolling on this vertical line. Okay, so you have calculated the radius from this equation. So take this radius, take your center point as your this contact point or your initial point, and sketch one circle having the radius is equal to s upon 2 pi. Okay, now you need to divide this circle into 6 equal intervals. Okay, so how you will divide? So again, now from this starting point, if you consider this one as your starting point, then divide this circle into 6 equal intervals. So that is your, if you will consider the radius of your circle as your arc length, then first arc you will get from this point over here. So that is your first division, second division, third division. Simply you will put your tip of the rounder over here. So the fourth division, fifth division, and sixth arc you will get over here. Okay, now simply extend these division lines in such a way that it will give you the exact horizontal lines over here. Okay, so you will get this type of 3 horizontal lines. Okay, now give notation to these 3 divisions as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Okay, now to draw this cycloidal motion you need to simply extend this vertical line of your stroke length. Okay, so this vertical line and this horizontal line both will intersect at intermediate point, and they will give you the point on this contact point, this which you will get 3 different contact points, intersection points, sorry. Okay, so these intersection points now you need to extend. So from the center point you will draw one inclined line which is intersecting with this rectangle. Okay, now you need to draw parallel lines which is starting from the intersection points. Okay, so from this intersection points you will draw parallel line to this intermediate line. Now simply extend from these divisions. So from 1 dash, 2 dash, 3 dash, 4 dash, 5 dash and 6 dash point, if you will observe over here, so for first and second point. Okay, so for first and second point your extension line is this horizontal line. So this intersection point will give you the pattern like this. So if you will sketch like this, so your circle from this first and second point, your A dash line which is your first intersection point, from that you will extend line this. So over here you will get the first 1 dash and 2 dash. Okay, now your third and fourth point which is making third and sixth point, sorry, they are intersecting at this intermediate point. So from this intermediate extension line, this third division will give you 3 dash and this sixth one will give you the final point 6. This sixth dash will give you the final point over here. Similarly, you can extend this point 4 and point 5 and that will give you the intersection points such as B and E over here. Okay, so in this way you can plot displacement diagram for cycloidal motion, and similar pattern you can follow to draw the return stroke or theta. Okay, so in this way we can plot displacement diagrams for various motions, that is for cycloidal, simple harmonic motion and UARM motion. Okay, thank you.